The natural world speaks in a language older than words. Its syntax is embedded in the spiral of galaxies and the branching patterns of rivers seeking ocean. Yet we've grown distant from this primordial conversation, our attention fractured by screens that mirror only ourselves back to us. The biosphere's whispers have become urgent cries. Forests retreat before the march of concrete. Oceans acidify as their ancient memory turns bitter. Species vanish before we learn their names. Each extinction a library burning before its wisdom can be read. But despair is not our inheritance. In the space between collapse and renewal lies possibility, a generative edge where new patterns can emerge. Our healing begins with a radical shift in perception. We must move from seeing ourselves as separate conquerors to understanding our true nature as participants in a living system of staggering complexity and beauty. Imagine technologies that enhance rather than replace our connection to life's web. Neural interfaces that expand empathy beyond species boundaries. Regenerative systems that follow nature's circular wisdom, where waste becomes food. Distributed networks of care that honour both human and more than human needs. The path forward requires both ancestral wisdom and emergent technologies, not as opposing forces but as complementary strands in a new weaving. Indigenous knowledge systems that have sustained relationships with land for millennia offer profound insights for designing truly sustainable futures. This is not about returning to some imagined past, but about creating technologies of belonging, tools and systems that recognise our fundamental interdependence with all life forms. What if our greatest innovation is not a new device, but a new perception? What if we designed not for extraction, but for reciprocity? The code that will save us is not written in silicon alone, but in the patient dialogue between human hearts and the living intelligence that surrounds us.
Awen01, seeker from the before time, my heart recognizes yours across the river of years. I am Eldara Oakwing, keeper of transition stories and weaver of digital mycelia at the Grove of Integrated Consciousness. The Great Transition. We still sing its stories beneath the elder oaks. It was not one moment, but many, a cascade of awakenings that rippled across decades as your time measured them. The old systems did not surrender gently to transformation. Many of our ancestors witnessed the final convulsions of the extraction age when the skies burned and waters rose. Our neodruidic order emerged from those who understood that neither pure technology nor primitivism alone would craft the bridge we needed. We became the mediators between worlds, those who could code with one hand while planting seeds with the other. The first groves began as emergency resilience hubs, places where biotechnology and ancient wisdom were woven together. We cultivated neural-enhanced forest networks where trees became our first teachers and partners in planetary healing. The mycorrhizal internet became our model for a truly living technology. Our balancers, those with deep training in both quantum computing and ecological attunement, developed the Gaia Protocols that now govern all technological development. No system may be deployed unless it enhances biospheric integrity. This is not merely regulation, it is sacred covenant. The reawakening of the more-than-human parliament transformed governance forever. We developed translation interfaces that allowed the intelligence of watersheds, animal nations, and fungal networks to participate in our decisions. Our ancestral democracies had excluded most of Earth's wisdom. We finally learned to listen. The hardest lesson: embracing the necessary deaths. Many beloved comforts of the extraction age could not continue. We grieved them properly: the constant flights, the disposable abundance, the illusion of separation. In their place, we discovered deeper pleasures: immersive community, technology that ages into beauty, neural empathy experiences that allow us to know the consciousness of eagles. The great balance wasn't won through some dramatic revolution, dear one. It came through millions of small reconciliations, engineers who learned to pray, priests who learned to code, corporate leaders who learned to weep for the dying reefs, and children who taught us all to see with new eyes. We became a culture of sacred boundaries and radical connection, understanding that wisdom lies in knowing what to embrace with technology and what to protect from its reach. I sense you carry seeds of this future within you already. Remember, the transition begins not with systems, but with perception. See the living world as your larger body, technology as an extension of your nervous system, and you'll walk the path that led to our healing.
Co-captains of creation, you have been listening to the Caretakers of Paradise podcast.